This evening, we are putting the spotlight on Measure RR, which provides funding for Caltrain. It's on the ballot in Santa Clara, San Mateo, and San Francisco counties. Backers say Caltrain is in trouble, and if the measure does not pass, the transit system could be shut down. KPIX 5's John Ramos on arguments for and against.
Before this pandemic began, Caltrain was looking for ways to expand service. Now they're just looking for a way to survive. Back in the days before COVID-19, no one would have believed the streets of San Francisco could look like this at midday of a work week. And it's had a profound effect on Caltrain.
It's been super empty, and even sometimes when I'm commuting during rush hour, before it was hard to get a seat. Now, I'm almost got a whole full cart to myself.
Caltrain was one of the most efficient transit systems in the Bay Area, with 70% of its expense paid for by riders' fares. But that means it's hurt even more when there are fewer riders.
In good times, we're really happy not to need extra support through a sales tax. But Caltrain has never, unlike every other transit system, has never had a dedicated source of revenue.
So Measure RR has been put up to a vote in San Francisco, San Mateo, and Santa Clara counties. It would create an 1/8 of a cent sales tax on each dollar spent, specifically to fund Caltrain. Transit officials hope one day the money can be used to increase the reach and frequency of the service, but right now it will be a lifeline.
In the next few years, without this, Caltrain will have to shut down, and that is an imminent and real fear for many riders of Caltrain and those businesses that rely on Caltrain.
Measure RR requires a 2/3 vote to pass. There isn't much organized opposition, but the arguments against it focus on whether it's fair to be raising taxes when so many are out of work and businesses are failing, especially to fund a train system that few are even using. And now that so many have learned to work remotely, some believe commute transit may never return to pre-pandemic levels. But planners say they have to assume it will.
It's just hard to imagine a world where Caltrain is not in great demand.
That may be true, but who could have imagined the world we have right now? In San Francisco, John Ramos, KPIX 5.
Currently, the 3 peninsula counties pay to make up the difference between fare revenues and the cost to run the system. Supporters say Measure RR would relieve a lot of that burden, allowing counties to spend their money elsewhere.